Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about something that's not such a great thing to talk about, and that is robberies. What to do in case of a robbery, what to do in case there's a robbery nearby. We have been lucky at Crafters Market, touch wood. We're going to stay lucky that we haven't had incidents in our store like the heists in jewelry stores and stuff like that. So we haven't had to deal with that, but let's have a quick talk through what would happen if there was a robbery nearby, and then what would happen if we have a robbery in store. So first of all, I think what is key is for us to realize that in our stores we've got some procedures in place that are actually there to help prevent a robbery. So for instance, handle your money with care behind the till, closing drawers timeously. So when you're dealing with the customer and you're busy giving change or whatever, we all know it's not good practice to just leave our till drawers open and hold their money in the air and just let it flap around while we wait for the customer now to put their stuff in their handbag or whatever. Be careful with your money. Use your money wisely, not just spend your money wisely. Use it wisely when you're giving it to customers, when you're putting it in your till drawer. That's good practice. Number two, don't let a customer distract you while you're handling money. So while you're busy handling money, for instance, if you're getting their change, if it's 2 or 3 people that have come in store now, one person happens to be hanging around on this side, and then the customer, as you open your drawer to do the change, says, "Oh, sorry, hold on. Please, don't just leave your till drawer wide open while you now do something else, because then this guy can come from the side and then your till drawer's open." So at the end of the day, if they do distract you, push your drawer almost to the closed point so that if something happens, you can just pop it closed. So if they see that you're like that and you're more aware of what you're doing, they're generally going to case you out before they do anything. So if they see that you're a quick drawer closer and you're not messing around handling money or funny, you're not going to be an easy target. Number 3, do not cash up or change over floats in the front of the store. This is obviously for your guys' protection. While the store is open, doing a float handover or cashing up or whatever while the store is open in the front of the store is just ridiculous. Someone's going to see it and they're going to be like, okay, so let's see, and they're going to start trying to see. Obviously our cash ups are also at different times, which is great for us. We don't have this clockwork of 1 o'clock is always cash up time and these guys know that this is happening. But at the same time, get your drawer to the back, do your cash up in the back storeroom like you're supposed to, float handovers in the back storeroom like you're supposed to, when the store is open, when the store is trading. So number 4, look out for people that hang around inside or outside your store for a few days without buying anything. So the point is, these guys, if you've noticed, if you're doing your job properly and your customer service is great and you're greeting everyone and you're trying to assist them, you're going to notice repeat customers. You're going to notice the guys that actually buy things. You're going to notice the guys that don't. This guy always comes in store and he never buys anything. But he's actually only been there for a week or 2 weeks, every second day, every third day. And actually, he's always got this friend that kind of hangs around outside while he's inside. This could be them casing out your store. They could be checking out, okay, how do these guys operate? When do they do float handovers? How much money is actually going through the store here? And they're seeing your routines. When you see something like this or you notice something like this, the best thing you could do is let your manager know, and your manager can then speak to mall security about it. If they're there at that point in time and like this is their 4th visit or whatever, your manager can then also call mall security and kind of point them out from a distance and be like, those are the guys we're talking about. They've been hanging around. They don't really buy anything. They randomly buy fudge or they don't buy anything, but they're just suspicious because they're just here. They're here at the same time, or they've been here in the mornings for opening and then for closing, because now they're trying to see how you open and how you close. Mall security will follow these guys around. They'll know what to look out for. They'll see if they're actually shopping in the rest of the mall or they're just casing your store out, or are they doing our store and then going to the jewelry store down the drag. At the end of the day, prevention is a good thing, so rather be cautious. Speak to mall security, be like, these guys are making us a bit edgy, or girls. Like when I say guys, I don't mean men in particular. But this group of people are making us feel uneasy. Can you just check them out? Let us know how you feel about them. Because sometimes that's all it takes. As soon as they see mall security is checking them out, then, we've been caught out already, and zoom, they move to the next mall. So definitely speak to your manager who can speak to mall security about it, and you can go through that. Those guys have been trained, use them. They're being paid for it. It's their job, use them. Right. So let's talk about what to do in the case of a robbery nearby your store. So you guys are all in store and you hear a gunshot, or you hear a smash of a window, or you hear people screaming, and you guys are all going to go, "Wah!" No, that's not what you're going to do, because that's not going to help. If you all scream as well, then it just causes panic and confusion, and the more noise there is, the more confusion there is. So you've heard a gunshot, you've heard a smashing of a window, or you've heard people screaming, and you all are like, you're all on high alert now, you're listening, and you're like, what's going on? What's going on is your store manager and someone's going to go and close the doors, lock you guys in, escort your customers to the back room, and then contact your area manager. The malls all have a system in place. When something like this goes down, the mall security then alerts the main headquarters or whatever, and then they alert the police, and then they go through their procedures. If you start phoning the mall to find out what's happening, you're going to be blocking their lines while they're trying to phone the police or whoever else they need to call. So your main priority is close and lock the doors, get your staff to the back room, and then wait for security to come to your door. Every now and then you can look out your storeroom to see what's happening in the front. When you see things have kind of calmed down, still keep your customers in the back while you just keep a view on the front door. Security, once the situation has been cleared, will always come to each store and talk to them. So they'll come knock on your door and be like, okay, the situation has been cleared, or they will be knocking on your door to come and evacuate you and your customers. So all you need to do is phone your area manager to alert them once you are in the storeroom with your customers, and then just keep a lookout to see what is happening out in front, so that once security do come to you, not all sitting and security can't get hold of you. Follow security's instructions after that with regards to what to do. In the case of a robbery in your store, obviously this is something that a lot of our personalities, like, no one knows what they're going to do in the situation. One personality might faint, the other one might scream, the other one might whatever. We need to obviously try and keep calm heads about this. We need to do what the suspects want us to do, and so that's why we're just gonna walk through this quickly and see what we need to do. So obviously your safety and the safety of our customers is most important. I don't want you to fight or retaliate against these guys. Your safety is the most important. If they've stepped in store and they're like, we want your cash, I think the best thing, first of all, to do is that everyone needs to lie down facing down. So as staff members lie down facing the ground, which they'll probably instruct you to do anyway, you're going to get customers to do the same. Look at a customer, just wave your hand down, lie down, put your hands out where the guys can see them on the floor. These guys don't want people on their cell phones trying to do something, and that's the whole thing. As soon as they get edgy, they get stupid and they do stupid things. So make sure your hands are always visible while you're even lying on the floor. Okay? Do not resist, but rather meet all the demands of the suspect. So if he says open your till drawers, you open your till drawers. If he says shove all the jewelry in a bag, you shove all the jewelry in the bag. Okay, stay calm, obey the instructions. So just breathe, guys. Breathing is the best thing you can do to stay calm. In through the nose, out through the mouth slowly. Give yourself 2-3 deep breaths, and then go back to normal breathing, and then give yourself 2-3 deep breaths. That's going to help you stay calm. Do not look at the suspects directly as if you're trying to identify them. So while they're talking to you, look down, be, yes, I'll do whatever you want. Okay, I'll do this. Listen to them. Don't look them directly in the face and then start looking at their clothes, and then he's going to notice that you're trying to see what he's wearing. Does he have a tattoo, whatever. All those things, if you see them, that's lucky for us later that you can tell the cops that. But rather, don't look at them to try and identify anything. You know, once he's come in and you've had a quick look down, keep yourself in the clear in that aspect. Then, tell the suspect what you're doing at all times so that they're not surprised by anything you do. So, sometimes, like let's say he says pop the till drawers. Now, instead of going to the till and doing whatever on the keyboard, some people might have a key or whatever. Now they go into a different drawer to try grab a key, and then he's like, hey, what you doing? Because he thinks you're hitting a panic button or getting a gun or whatever, you know. That's generally in America, not in our country. But either way, he's going to be nervous if you're doing something that's slightly off of what he's asked you to. So if he says pop the drawers and, for instance, you need a key, you need to be like, sure, no problem, but the key is in that drawer, so I'm just going to go to that drawer and open the drawer to get the key. Talk him through what you're doing so that he doesn't feel surprised, because these guys are stupid. Generally, they're high. So as soon as you do something that surprises them, then they get stupid and like hit you over the head or do something or get aggressive, or you make them more nervous. So rather tell them what you're doing. Sure. So I'll put all the jewelry in a bag, but our bags are underneath the counter here. So I'm just going to get a bag and then I'll move over to the jewelry. Talk them through what you're doing so that they're not nervous and they don't do something stupid. And then, yeah, once again, while you're doing that, if you're the one that's busy dealing with them, keep your hands like in the clear all the time. Don't put them where they can't see them. You know, have them up, show them, okay, now I'm going to do this, and then do it, and then have your hands up, now I'm going to do this. Yeah, and that's basically the only advice I can give you. You know, there's no solution for this. There's no run through. The best thing we can do is stay calm, do what they want. When you don't retaliate, they don't do something stupid. So you've got an exercise to do after this, and it's not going to be in the case of a robbery in your store, because that's something I can tell you now, that only your instinct's going to take over and do what you need to do. Just remember to breathe, remember to stay calm, and do what they want. So we're going to run through what to do if there's a robbery nearby, which has already happened to East Rand Mall and Menlyn, if I'm not mistaken. So they have had a situation where they've needed to close the doors, keep the customers safe, and they haven't quite known what to do. So I want to do the run through of what you would do if you hear gunshots in the distance. And so keep this little list handy that you've printed now, so that you can run through that, go through the exercise, answer the points that are there. And yeah, run through it 2-3 times just so that you can get the feel for it. Obviously, when you make a good habit of things, then you know what to do. And even maybe swap a few roles around, whoever's helping you close the front door, like maybe change that role. Because it would always obviously depend on who's on duty on that day and who's nearby. So run through it, have a chat. If there's something else that comes to mind at the end of it, also pop it in an email to me when you respond to me and say, Yolandi, there's something else we thought of, we should really be doing this or that. Any additional help will obviously be helpful to everyone, and then I'll put it in some feedback at the end of it. So as much as this isn't a nice thing to do and it's not fun and games like our body language session, for instance, this is something that we need to take seriously, and we need to do it as a live drill. Get everyone spread out, do it as a live drill. Say, okay guys, we've just heard gunshots, what do we do? And let everyone run through the procedure. As much as it's not a lot to learn, if you actually do it live, you're going to have a muscle memory up here of what's happened because you've actively done it. And then if it does happen in the future, it's going to be a lot easier because everyone's run through it. Okay guys, have a good one, and we'll see you next week.